The anomaly, Earth's unexpected visitor. The night sky over Earth had always been a canvas of wonder, but on this particular evening, it became something more. Dr. Elara Chen, lead astronomer at the Global Space Observatory, leaned back from her terminal with a sharp intake of breath. Her eyes widened as she processed the data streaming across her screens. "This can't be right," she muttered, fingers flying over the keyboard as she double-checked her findings. But the numbers didn't lie. Something massive was approaching Earth at an impossible speed, defying all known laws of physics. Elara's heart raced as she reached for the emergency comm link. "Director Hayes, we have a situation. You need to see this immediately." Within hours, the world's top scientists and government officials were gathered in a hastily convened virtual meeting. Elara presented her findings, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. At 200 hours GMT, our deep space monitoring systems detected an object approaching Earth. Its size is approximately that of our moon, but its composition, well, that's where things get strange. It doesn't match any known celestial body. The room erupted into a cacophony of questions and theories. Director Hayes, a stern woman with steel-gray hair, raised her hand for silence. "Dr. Chen, what's your assessment? Are we looking at a natural phenomenon or something else?" Elara took a deep breath. "Based on its trajectory and speed, I don't believe this is natural. The object is decelerating in a controlled manner. It's as if it's aiming for Earth." The implications of her words hung heavy in the air. Humanity had long wondered if they were alone in the universe. Now it seemed they were about to get their answer. As dawn broke over major cities worldwide, the anomaly became visible to the naked eye. A shimmering, opalescent sphere hung in the sky, growing larger with each passing hour. Social media exploded with theories and panic. Governments struggled to maintain order as millions took to the streets, some in fear, others in awe. In New York City, Jack Harper, a former Marine turned construction worker, stood on the roof of an unfinished skyscraper. He watched the object with a mixture of fascination and dread. "What do you think it is, boss?" his co-worker, Miguel, asked. Jack shook his head. "I don't know, but whatever it is, it's going to change everything." As if on cue, the sphere began to change. Its surface rippled like water, and a beam of soft, blue light shot down towards the Earth. It touched down in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, creating a column of light that stretched from sea to sky. Across the globe, every screen, from smartphones to giant billboards, flickered to life with the same message: "People of Earth, do not be afraid. We come in peace. Your world has been chosen. Prepare for ascension." The message repeated in every known language, its meaning clear but its implications vast and frightening. Humanity stood on the precipice of a new era, but whether it would lead to salvation or destruction remained to be seen. In the halls of power, leaders debated their next move. Military forces around the world were put on high alert, even as scientists argued for a peaceful approach. But it was becoming increasingly clear that humanity's fate was no longer entirely in its own hands. Dr. Chen found herself at the center of a whirlwind of activity. As one of the first to detect the anomaly, she was now part of a hastily assembled team of experts tasked with understanding and potentially communicating with the visitors. "We need to establish contact," she argued in a tense meeting with military and political leaders. "This technology, this method of arrival, it's beyond anything we've ever seen. If they wanted to harm us, they could have done so already." General Thaddeus Armstrong, a burly man with a perpetual scowl, disagreed vehemently. "We can't just roll over and expose our belly to the first alien that comes knocking. For all we know, this ascension could mean the end of humanity as we know it." As the debate raged on, Jack Harper was making his way through the chaos-filled streets of New York. Something about the situation didn't sit right with him. Years of military training had honed his instincts, and right now, They were screaming that there was more to this situation than met the eye. He pushed his way through a crowd gathered around a street preacher proclaiming the end times. "It's Judgment Day," the man shouted, his eyes wild. "Repent before it's too late." Jack shook his head and continued on. He had a feeling that humanity's fate wouldn't be decided by repentance or military might, but by something else entirely, something uniquely human. As the first day of Earth's new reality drew to a close, the alien sphere remained suspended above the Atlantic, its beam of light a constant reminder of the change that had come to their world. In homes and shelters, in government facilities and scientific institutions, humans from all walks of life grappled with the same questions. Who were these visitors? What did they want? And what did ascension truly mean for the future of humanity? Little did they know, the answers to these questions would challenge everything they thought they knew about their place in the universe. As Earth slept fitfully under the watchful eye of its unexpected visitor, the stage was set for a cosmic drama that would determine the fate not just of humanity, but of galactic civilizations beyond their wildest imaginations. The journey that lay ahead would test the limits of human ingenuity, courage, and compassion. It would reveal strengths they never knew they possessed and force them to confront weaknesses they had long ignored. But most of all, it would show the universe what it truly meant to be human. As the first light of a new dawn broke over the horizon, humanity stood ready, whether they knew it or not, to take their first steps into a larger universe. The age of Earth's isolation was over. The era of cosmic citizenship was about to begin. First contact, the Galactic Council's arrival. As the world held its breath, the alien sphere hanging above the Atlantic began to change. Its opalescent surface rippled and shifted, forming intricate patterns that defied human understanding. Then, without warning, a portion of the sphere detached itself, descending towards Earth like a teardrop of liquid starlight. Dr. Elara Chen watched from the deck of a hastily commissioned research vessel, her heart pounding. Beside her, Jack Harper stood tense, his military training evident in his stance. They had been brought together as part of an eclectic team, assembled to make first contact, scientists, diplomats, and a few like Jack with more practical skills. "It's beautiful," Elara breathed as the alien craft approached. Jack's eyes narrowed. "Beauty can be dangerous, Doc. Stay sharp." The craft touched down on the water's surface with barely a ripple, defying the laws of physics. A moment later, a gangway extended, and several figures emerged. The aliens were humanoid, but clearly not human. Tall and lithe, with skin that shimmered like the surface of their craft, they moved with an otherworldly grace. Their eyes, large and multifaceted, took in the human delegation with what seemed like curiosity. One of the aliens stepped forward, raising a hand in what appeared to be a universal gesture of peace. When it spoke, its voice seemed to bypass their ears and resonate directly in their minds. "Greetings, people of Earth. We are the emissaries of the Galactic Council. Your world has been chosen to join our cosmic community." A ripple of excitement and fear passed through the human delegation. Ambassador Lydia Reeves, a seasoned diplomat, stepped forward to respond. "We welcome you to Earth. We have many questions." The alien interrupted smoothly. "All be answered in time. But first, we must assess your readiness. The path to ascension is not an easy one." Jack tensed at these words, his instincts screaming a warning. But before he could voice his concerns, the alien continued. "We have observed your kind for many cycles. Your potential is great, but so too are your flaws. The Galactic Council must determine if you are worthy of joining our ranks." Elara couldn't contain her scientific curiosity. "Your technology is incredible. The way you traveled here, your ship, it defies our understanding of physics." The alien's multifaceted eyes seemed to shimmer with amusement. "What you call physics is but a fraction of the universe's true nature. There is much for your species to learn." As the initial introductions continued, news of the alien landing spread across the globe. Reactions varied wildly, from religious fervor to panic, from scientific excitement to military paranoia. Governments struggled to maintain order as humanity grappled with the reality of its new cosmic status. In the days that followed, more alien craft arrived, establishing bases in strategic locations around the world. They called themselves the Valorians, representatives of a vast galactic civilization. They spoke of peace and advancement, of lifting humanity to new heights. But as Jack observed their interactions, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. "They're not telling us everything," he confided to Ilara one evening, as they watched a Valorian craft hover over New York City. "Have you noticed how they dodge certain questions? About their home world, about other species in this galactic council?" Ilara frowned. "They said they need to assess our readiness. Maybe they're just being cautious." "Or maybe they have something to hide," Jack muttered. As weeks passed, the Valorians began to share some of their technology. They introduced miraculous medical treatments, showed glimpses of clean energy sources that could revolutionize Earth's infrastructure. But always, there was a sense of holding back, of keeping the truly transformative advancements just out of reach. The Galactic Council, they were told, had protocols for uplifting primitive species. Earth would need to prove itself worthy before being granted full access to the wonders of the cosmos. This did not sit well with everyone. Protests began to spring up, demanding full disclosure and equal treatment. The Valorians watched these demonstrations with what seemed like detached interest, making cryptic comments about the human capacity for discord. Meanwhile, Ilara and her team worked tirelessly to understand the science behind the Valorians' technology. Every discovery felt like peeling back a layer of the universe, revealing new wonders. But for every question answered, a dozen more arose. Jack, for his part, found himself increasingly at odds with the official narrative. He started gathering a network of like-minded individuals, those who saw beneath the Valorians' benevolent facade and suspected deeper motives. One night, as Jack was reviewing some leaked documents about Valorian movements, he received an encrypted message. The sender was anonymous, but the content chilled him to the bone. "The Ascension is a lie. Humanity is in danger. Meet me at the old lighthouse. Come alone." Jack stared at the message, his mind racing. Was this a trap, or the key to unraveling the mystery behind the Valorians' true intentions? As dawn broke over a world forever changed by alien contact, Jack made his decision. He would go to the lighthouse, risks be damned. Something told him that humanity's fate might hinge on what he would discover there. Little did he know, his actions would set in motion a chain of events that would not only challenge the Valorians' plans, but redefine humanity's place in the cosmic order. The game was about to change, and Earth was the playing field. As the sun rose on a new day, casting its light on Valorian craft and human cities alike, the stage was set for a confrontation that would echo across the stars. Humanity stood at a crossroads, and the path they would choose would determine not just their own fate, but potentially that of countless other civilizations across the galaxy. The true test was about to begin, and humanity would need every ounce of its ingenuity, courage, and uniquely human spirit to face what was coming. For in the vast tapestry of the cosmos, Earth was about to become the focal point of a drama millennia in the making. The human factor, defying alien expectations. The old lighthouse stood sentinel on a rocky outcrop, its paint peeling and windows clouded with age. Jack Harper approached cautiously, every sense on high alert. The message that had brought him here weighed heavily on his mind. As he reached the base of the tower, a figure emerged from the shadows. Jack tensed, ready for anything, but relaxed slightly when he recognized Dr. Ilara Chen. "You," Jack said, surprised. "You sent the message." Ilara nodded, her face grave. "I've discovered something, Jack. Something that changes everything we thought we knew about the Valorians." Inside the lighthouse, Ilara revealed her findings. She had managed to decrypt some of the Valorians' data transmissions, uncovering a disturbing truth. "They're not here to help us ascend," Ilara explained, her voice trembling. "Earth is an experiment to them. They've done this before, to countless other worlds. They introduce advanced technology, watch how the species adapts, and then what? Jack pressed. Ilara's eyes met his. They harvest the best and brightest, those who show the most potential for adapting to their technology. The rest are discarded. Jack's blood ran cold. His suspicions had been right, but the reality was far worse than he'd imagined. "We need to warn people," he said. "We need to fight back." Ilara shook her head. "It's not that simple. The Valorians have infiltrated every level of government, every major institution, and their technology was so outmatched, Jack." But as they spoke, an idea began to form. A crazy, impossible idea that just might work. "What if," Jack said slowly, "we beat them at their own game?" Over the next few weeks, Jack and Ilara worked in secret, gathering a team of brilliant minds from around the world. Scientists, hackers, strategists, anyone who could help turn the tables on the Valorians. Their plan was audacious. They would use the very technology the Valorians had introduced to create a defense system unlike anything Earth had ever seen. But more than that, they would tap into something the aliens couldn't anticipate or understand: the unpredictable, indomitable human spirit. As the Valorians continued their assessment of Earth, subtly manipulating global events and gathering data on human potential, a resistance was forming right under their noses. Dr. Zara Okoro, a brilliant Nigerian physicist, developed a way to reverse engineer Valorian energy fields. Yuki Tanaka, a teenage prodigy from Tokyo, cracked the aliens' quantum encryption. And in a garage in Mumbai, Arjun Patel built a device that could disrupt Valorian communications. But it wasn't just about technology. Jack knew that humanity's greatest strength lay in its diversity, its ability to think outside the box. He encouraged wild ideas, impossible solutions. "The Valorians expect logic," he told his team. "Let's show them chaos." Meanwhile, the aliens continued their facade of benevolence. They introduced more advanced medical treatments, solving diseases that had plagued humanity for centuries. They showcased clean energy solutions that promised to end Earth's environmental crisis. To most of the world, it seemed like a golden age was dawning. But for those who knew the truth, each new gift from the Valorians was a ticking time bomb. The resistance worked tirelessly, always one step ahead of discovery. They faced setbacks: Valorian patrols that came too close, team members whose families were selected for special training by the aliens. But they persevered, driven by the knowledge that they were Earth's last hope. As months passed, tensions on Earth grew. The Valorians' influence had caused shifts in global power structures, and conflicts were brewing. It was all part of their plan, Jack realized, creating chaos to see how humans would adapt. But the aliens had underestimated one crucial factor: human unpredictability. In a remote area of the Amazon rainforest, an indigenous tribe that had remained isolated from modern civilization made first contact with a Valorian scout team. To the aliens' shock, the tribe displayed an intuitive understanding of complex universal principles expressed through their ancient myths and rituals. In a lab in Geneva, a group of particle physicists accidentally created a new form of matter while attempting to replicate Valorian technology, stumbling upon a breakthrough that even the aliens hadn't achieved. And in countless homes, schools, and communities around the world, humans were adapting to and improving upon Valorian tech in ways the aliens had never anticipated. The Valorians were baffled. Their models, perfected over millennia of observing and manipulating other species, couldn't account for the wild variability of human innovation. As the day of the final assessment approached, the day when the Valorians would decide Earth's fate, Jack and his team put the final touches on their plan. They had created a global network, a web of human ingenuity ready to be activated at a moment's notice. "Remember," Jack told his team on the eve of their operation, "we're not just fighting for our survival. We're fighting for our right to determine our own destiny." Ilara nodded, adding, "The Valorians see us as variables in an equation. Let's show them that humanity can't be reduced to mere numbers. As dawn broke on the day that would decide Earth's future, a tense calm settled over the planet. In their ships and bases, the Valorians prepared to render their judgment, confident in their superiority and the predictability of their human subjects. But humanity was about to remind the cosmos of an important lesson: never underestimate the power of the underdog, especially when that underdog is a wildly innovative, stubbornly optimistic, impossibly resilient human race. The stage was set for a showdown that would echo across the galaxy. In labs and living rooms, in bustling cities and remote villages, humans stood ready to prove that they were more than mere test subjects. They were the authors of their own cosmic destiny. As the Valorian ships began to move into position for their final evaluation, Jack gave the signal. Across the globe, the resistance sprang into action. The greatest test in human history was about to begin, and the outcome would reverberate through the stars. Cosmic trials, humanity's test of worth. The sky above Earth shimmered as thousands of Valorian ships moved into formation. It was a breathtaking sight, a display of cosmic power that would have once left humanity in awe. But now it was a call to action. Jack Harper stood in the hastily assembled control center, a repurposed bunker deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. Screens flickered to life around him, showing resistance cells across the globe ready to implement their plan. "All teams, report in," Jack commanded, his voice steady despite the weight of the moment. One by one, voices crackled over the comm system. Dr. Elara Chen from the Quantum Lab in Geneva, Yuki Tanaka, coordinating the cyber team from Tokyo, Arjun Patel, ready with his disruptor array in Mumbai, and dozens more, a tapestry of human diversity and ingenuity, united in purpose. Above them, the Valorian mothership began to pulse with energy. A beam of light, more intense than anything they displayed before, shot down towards the Earth's surface. This was it, the beginning of their final assessment. "Initiate Operation Wildcard," Jack ordered. Across the globe, human resistance sprang into action. In Geneva, Elara and her team activated a network of quantum-entangled particles, creating a shield that the Valorians had never encountered before. The alien beam scattered, its energy dispersed harmlessly into the atmosphere. The Valorians, for the first time since their arrival, seemed caught off guard. Their ships shifted, adjusting to this unexpected development. But humanity was just getting started. In Tokyo, Yuki's fingers flew across her keyboard, launching a cyber assault on the Valorian communication networks. Alien transmissions became garbled, their carefully coordinated movements thrown into disarray. "They're adapting." Yuki's voice came through, tense but excited. "Their systems are unlike anything I've seen, but they're not invulnerable." Jack allowed himself a small smile. The plan was working. They were keeping the Valorians off balance, forcing them to react rather than control the situation. Arjun's voice came next. "Disruptor array online, targeting their propulsion systems now." From strategic points around the globe, energy pulses shot upward, striking Valorian ships with pinpoint accuracy. The alien vessels didn't fall from the sky. Their technology was too advanced for that. But they visibly faltered, their smooth movements becoming erratic. The Valorian response was swift and powerful. New energy beams lanced down from their ships, targeting key human installations. But each time they struck, they found their efforts thwarted by technology that shouldn't have existed, shields based on their own designs, but modified in ways they hadn't thought possible. In the Amazon, the indigenous tribe that had baffled the Valorian scouts now played a crucial role. Their shamans, combining ancient wisdom with an intuitive grasp of cosmic principles, conducted rituals that seemed to bend reality itself. Valorian sensors went haywire, unable to penetrate the strange fields generated by this fusion of old and new. Hours passed and the battle raged on. It wasn't a conventional war. There were no explosions, no armies clashing on battlefields. This was a contest of wits, of adaptation and innovation. Every time the Valorians thought they had the upper hand, humanity would unveil a new surprise. In orbit, the crew of the International Space Station, augmented with technology reverse-engineered from Valorian gifts, managed to hack into the alien fleet's navigational systems. Suddenly, the coordinated movements of the Valorian Armada became a chaotic dance, ships narrowly avoiding collisions. On the ground, civilians played their part too. Millions of smartphones and computers, linked in a vast network, became a distributed supercomputer more powerful than anything Earth had ever seen. It worked to predict Valorian strategies, always staying one step ahead. But the aliens were far from defeated. They'd brought to bear technologies that humanity could scarcely comprehend. Gravity weapons that turned cities into weightless zones, time dilation fields that threatened to trap entire regions in slow-motion bubbles. Yet for every cosmic trump card the Valorians played, humans found a way to counter. Not always through superior technology, but through creativity, through approaches the aliens had never considered. In a desperate gambit, the Valorians attempted to access Earth's nuclear arsenals, hoping to force humanity into submission. But they found the launch codes replaced by an encryption so bizarre, so fundamentally human, that their most advanced AIs were left baffled. The code was based on human culture, a mix of pop music lyrics, sports statistics, and memes. To the Valorians, it was nonsensical. To humanity, it was a shared language of creativity and inside jokes that no outsider could hope to decipher. As the conflict reached its peak, something unexpected happened. The Valorian attacks began to falter, not from human counterattacks, but from within their own ranks. It seemed that not all of the aliens were in agreement with this assessment method. A new transmission reached Earth, its origin clearly Valorian, but its tone markedly different from what they had heard before. "People of Earth," the message began, "we have witnessed your response to our challenge. It is unprecedented." In the control center, Jack and his team held their breath. Was this another trick or something more? The Valorian voice continued, "In all our centuries of uplifting species, we have never encountered a civilization that has resisted us so effectively, so creatively. You have done what we thought impossible. You have surprised us." A murmur ran through the control room. Jack leaned forward, hardly daring to hope. "We came to assess your worthiness to join the galactic community," the Valorian said. "We now realize that our methods were flawed. You have proven yourselves not by meeting our standards, but by exceeding them in ways we never imagined." The implications of these words were staggering. Humanity hadn't just passed the test, they had changed the very nature of the examination. As the Valorian ships began to power down their weapons, a cheer went up from resistance cells around the world. But Jack knew that this wasn't the end, it was just the beginning. The cosmos had thrown down a gauntlet, and humanity had not only picked it up but reshaped it entirely. The age of Earth's isolation was truly over, but not in the way anyone, human or Valorian, had expected. As the new dawn broke over a planet forever changed, Jack Harper looked at his team, at the faces of those who had fought not just for survival, but for the very essence of what it meant to be human. "Well," he said, a smile finally breaking across his face, "I guess it's time we showed the galaxy what humanity is really capable of." The journey ahead would be challenging, filled with wonders and dangers beyond imagination. But Earth would face it not as a junior member of the cosmic community, but as a force to be reckoned with, a wellspring of innovation, creativity, and indomitable spirit that would leave an indelible mark on the face of the universe. The human era of cosmic citizenship had begun, and the stars themselves seemed to shine a little brighter in anticipation of what was to come. The Great Deception, unveiling alien motives. As the dust settled on Earth's unexpected victory, a new era of cooperation between humans and Valorians seemed to dawn. The alien ships that once loomed threateningly now hovered peacefully, their crews engaging in open dialogue with Earth's leaders and scientists. Jack Harper, however, couldn't shake a lingering sense of unease. "It feels too easy," he confided to Ilara as they walked through a Valorian tech exhibition in New York. Why would they simply accept defeat and change their entire approach? Ilara nodded, her eyes scanning the marvels around them. I agree. There's more to this than they're letting on. We need to keep digging. Their opportunity came sooner than expected. During a joint human-Valorian research project, Yuki Tanaka discovered an encrypted subroutine in the aliens' communication protocols. With Arjun's help, they managed to decrypt it, unveiling a shocking truth. Late that night, the core team of Earth's resistance gathered in a secure bunker. Jack stood before them, his face grim. What we're about to share changes everything, he began. The Valorians' defeat wasn't real. This whole scenario, from their arrival to our victory, was part of a larger experiment. A stunned silence fell over the room. Ilara stepped forward, pulling up holographic displays of the decrypted data. The Galactic Council isn't what we thought, she explained. It's not a benevolent organization uplifting species. It's a collective of ancient civilizations conducting experiments on developing worlds. The implications were staggering. Earth wasn't special. It was just the latest in a long line of test subjects. The Valorians had never intended to destroy humanity or fully incorporate them into galactic society. They simply wanted to study how humans would react under pressure, how quickly they could adapt to advanced technology, and how they would handle the concept of cosmic citizenship. But why? Asked Zara, the Nigerian physicist. What's the purpose of all this deception? Jack's expression darkened. Control. They're looking for potential threats, species that could one day challenge their dominion over the galaxy. By staging these elaborate scenarios, they can assess and manipulate developing civilizations without fully revealing their true capabilities. The room erupted in angry murmurs. The sense of betrayal was palpable. Humanity had thought they'd earned their place among the stars, only to discover they were lab rats in a cosmic experiment. So what do we do now? Arjun asked, voicing the question on everyone's mind. Jack smiled, but there was a hardness in his eyes. We do what humanity does best. We adapt, we innovate, and we surprise them again. But this time, we're playing for keeps. Over the next few weeks, Earth's brightest minds worked tirelessly, always under the guise of cooperation with the Valorians. They absorbed alien knowledge, not just accepting it at face value, but questioning, improving, and combining it with human ingenuity in ways the Valorians had never anticipated. Yuki and her team dived deeper into the alien networks, creating backdoors and failsafes. Zara and Ilara collaborated on a project that merged Valorian energy manipulation with Earth's unique understanding of quantum mechanics, creating a hybrid technology that even the aliens couldn't fully comprehend. But their greatest asset was the human spirit itself, the unpredictability, the creativity, the sheer stubborn determination that had allowed humanity to survive and thrive against all odds. As the days passed, tension built beneath the surface of the seemingly peaceful cooperation. The Valorians, confident in their deception, failed to notice the subtle signs of human preparation. Then, on a day that seemed no different from any other, Jack gave the signal. Across the globe, hidden human technologies activated. Valorian systems stuttered and failed. Their ships, once impenetrable, found themselves locked down by human overrides. In orbit, the International Space Station, now a hub of hybrid human-Valorian tech, broadcast a message to the stars, not just to the Valorians, but to the entire Galactic Council. To the cosmic community, Jack's voice rang out, clear and defiant. We, the people of Earth, have seen through your deception. We reject your tests, your manipulations, and your limited vision of what a civilization can be. On screens around the world and in Valorian ships, data streamed, proof of the Council's experiments, their true motives laid bare for all to see. We do not seek conflict, Jack continued, but neither will we be controlled. Earth is open to true cooperation, to joining a galactic community based on mutual respect and the free exchange of ideas. But we will forge our own path among the stars, not as subjects of your experiments, but as architects of our own destiny. The Valorians, caught completely off guard, found themselves outmaneuvered on every front. Their carefully constructed illusion shattered, leaving them face to face with a humanity that had not only seen through their deception, but had surpassed their expectations in ways they could never have predicted. As the truth spread across the galaxy, other developing worlds began to question, to resist. The Galactic Council's millennia-old system of control began to crumble. In the chaos that followed, Earth emerged not as a defeated test subject, but as a beacon of innovation and freedom. Humans, with their unique blend of technology and indomitable spirit, found themselves at the forefront of a new galactic order. The cosmos held its breath, watching as humanity took its first true steps into the wider universe. The age of deception was over. A new era of genuine cosmic cooperation and exploration was about to begin, with Earth and its unpredictable, innovative, stubbornly optimistic inhabitants leading the way. As Jack looked out at the stars, now filled with possibility rather than threat, he couldn't help but smile. Humanity had faced its greatest test and emerged stronger than ever. The journey ahead would be challenging, filled with wonders and dangers beyond imagination, but Earth was ready. The human adventure among the stars had truly begun. Ascension, humanity's place among the stars. The years following Earth's revelation of the Galactic Council's deception were tumultuous, filled with both incredible advancements and daunting challenges. Humanity found itself thrust onto the cosmic stage, no longer as test subjects, but as catalysts for change across the galaxy. Jack Harper stood on the observation deck of the Harmony, Earth's first true interstellar vessel. The ship was a marvel of hybrid technology, combining the best of human innovation with adapted Valorian systems. As he gazed out at the star-filled void, he reflected on how far they had come. "Quite a view, isn't it?" Dr. Elara Chen said, joining him at the window. "Sometimes I still can't believe we're out here." Jack nodded, a smile playing on his lips. "We've come a long way from that old lighthouse." Their conversation was interrupted by a comm alert. Yuki Tanaka's holographic form appeared before them, her expression excited. "You're going to want to see this," she said. "We've made contact." In the ship's central hub, the crew gathered around a holographic display. It showed a star system unlike any they had encountered before, a binary system with a dozen planets, each teeming with life. "They call themselves the Harmonians," Yuki explained. "And get this, they've never had contact with the Galactic Council. They developed independently, just like we did." The implications were enormous. Earth wasn't alone in its independent development. There were other civilizations out there, free from the Council's influence. Over the next few months, the Harmony's crew engaged in a cultural exchange with the Harmonians. The aliens were fascinated by Earth's story of resistance and innovation. In turn, humans were amazed by the Harmonians' unique technologies and philosophies, developed in isolation from the greater galactic community. This encounter was just the beginning. As Earth's fleet expanded, they discovered more independent civilizations, each with their own unique contributions to the cosmic tapestry. A new alliance began to form, not based on control or manipulation, but on mutual respect and the free exchange of ideas. Back on Earth, society was transforming. The influx of new knowledge and perspectives sparked a renaissance in art, science, and philosophy. Cities began to incorporate alien architecture, creating breathtaking skylines that blended human aesthetics with cosmic influences. Education systems were revolutionized, preparing the next generation for life as galactic citizens. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. The Galactic Council, though weakened, was far from defeated. They viewed Earth and its growing alliance as a threat to their long-standing order. Tensions simmered, occasionally flaring into skirmishes on the fringes of explored space. Jack found himself increasingly in a diplomatic role, negotiating with both alien allies and cautious council members. "We're not looking to replace one galactic order with another," he often said. "We're trying to create something new, a true community of equals." Ilara and her team continued to push the boundaries of science, merging human theoretical work with practical alien technologies. Their breakthroughs in quantum mechanics and energy manipulation promised to revolutionize everything from space travel to ecosystem management. Arjun Patel's work on communication systems allowed for faster-than-light information transfer, creating a galactic internet that connected diverse civilizations across vast distances. Ideas and cultures flowed freely, enriching all who participated. As Earth's influence grew, so did the challenges. They encountered hostile species, navigated treacherous political alliances, and faced moral dilemmas that tested the very core of human values. But with each challenge, humanity's resolve strengthened. 10 years after their initial revelation of the Council's deception, Earth hosted the first galactic concordat. Representatives from hundreds of worlds, both former Council members and independent civilizations, gathered to draft a new framework for cosmic cooperation. In his opening address, Jack looked out at the assembled aliens, a sea of diverse forms and colors, each representing a unique path of evolution and cultural development. "We stand here today not as conquerors or subjects, but as equals," he began. Earth's journey to the stars was unexpected, filled with deception and conflict. But it taught us an invaluable lesson. The greatest strength of any civilization lies not in its technology or its military might, but in its ability to adapt, to innovate, and to cooperate. He paused, his gaze sweeping the room. "We propose a new way forward, a galactic community based on mutual respect, free exchange of ideas, and a shared commitment to exploration and growth. We have so much to learn from each other, so much to discover together." As Jack spoke, Ilara couldn't help but reflect on their journey. From that first mysterious sphere in Earth's sky to this moment of true cosmic citizenship, humanity had been tested, deceived, and challenged. But they had emerged stronger, wiser, and ready to take their place among the stars. The Galactic Concordat marked the beginning of a new era. Earth, once an isolated world on the fringe of the galaxy, now stood at the center of a growing alliance. The human spirit of curiosity, adaptability, and determination had not only secured their own place in the cosmos, but had reshaped the very nature of galactic society. As the conference concluded and delegates from across the stars mingled, sharing ideas and forging new connections, the future seemed brighter than ever. The universe was vast, filled with wonders and dangers beyond imagination. But humanity was ready to face it all, armed with their unique blend of innovation, resilience, and an unwavering belief in the power of cooperation. The stars, once distant and unreachable, now beckoned with infinite possibilities, and humanity, having found its place among them, was eager to answer the call. The greatest adventure in human history was just beginning.